my dream, couldn't see my vision. Old school brawler, call me Sonny Liston.
Beat me up, I coming up. Beat me up, ooh, I coming up. Beat me up, I coming up. Beat me up, I coming up. Beat me up, ooh, I coming up. Beat me up. Cocaine white, my whip, low Zeke just might won't take a sniff. She keep a line of blow to go, her nasal stay on drip. Too bad she gon' miss the bus, no, I ain't the one to judge. But your sanitation sucks, you keep snorting around your thumb.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rio checking in. Black Dollars Media, keep on pushing interview series. And today we have a special guest coming in to check in with us from Charleston, South Carolina. Very special artist, Mr. Motherfucking Port Baby.
What's happening?
Go ahead and shout him out, man. Let the people know.
What's happening, world? Thank you, Black Dollars Media, for welcoming me on the show. Like you said, I'm Port Baby, born and raised right in Charleston, South Carolina. He called me a special artist. I'll be modest about that. I appreciate that.
Oh, man.
But, I just do what I do. That's it.
All right. So, in this great big hustle, the hip-hop industry, is certain movers and shakers out there, and I definitely have to say that Port is top 5 Charleston influencer. Whatever you got going on, the person that knows what's happening, he's definitely in the motherfucking mix.
Thank you, man.
And I am very appreciative of you coming through and, let's let the world know what's going on.
Appreciate it, man.
So the first question I got for you today is, what inspired you to pursue your hip-hop career or a career in music?
Man, just always the love for music, period, man. Just always been attracted to music, just not only songs just for what they are, but, just instruments, and just fascinated by how you can lay vocals on top of those instruments, and you can put it together and have a product.
Did you play any instruments?
I did not play any instruments. I always wanted to, but I was such a knucklehead. I didn't give myself time to play any instruments, but I was just more so fascinated by the sounds of it and the vibrations and the waves of certain sounds.
Word.
Yeah.
Well, who were some of your biggest influences growing up, both in music and just in life in general?
Oh man, good question. Music-wise, I grew up in the '90s, so a lot of Michael Jackson, a lot of Tupac. Maybe even if I go any earlier than them, I'd probably say you got your Earth, Wind, and Fires and stuff like that. Like the type of music that they was putting out. I won't say that I understood it back then, but I knew that it was something special.
Just listening to the music, you still get something from it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't really know what's happening.
Timeless.
For the great ones.
Timeless.
That's what happens when you're listening to a great one. Because I listen to just as much Rick James as a person that was coming up during that period. And I love it.
The music's still relevant. It still resonate with a lot of these things going on in times today.
That's what good music's supposed to do.
Absolutely.
How was your upbringing and how did it shape your approach to music?
Oh man, well, I grew up downtown Charleston in one of the roughest parts, the project, Johnson Street Project. And I actually grew up all around downtown Charleston, but that's where I was born at, Johnson Street Project. So, just definitely seeing everything that goes on in the projects. I got to really give too much description because if I think we all got an idea of what goes on in the projects up until this point. So, just growing up around that and, at that time coming up, that been the era of gangster music on the rise. So, I got that firsthand just to see gangster shit also with gangster music playing. So it was like, it kind of gave me the idea that, oh, well, this must be what life is all around the country, or even all around the world, excuse me.
Right.
Because, it just took over. So, at that time, coming from where I'm from, You know, all that music resonated with the way of life, you know, that I came up around under, you know what I'm saying, and living. So, yeah, like, just growing up in downtown Charleston definitely had a lot to do with my content and music that I put out.
What was the first rap song that resonated with you deeply?
First rap song that resonated with me.
Or album?
Or album. That. So I was always big on songs and albums, but I think like the first album that probably resonated with me deeply. Juvenile 400 Degrees.
400 Degrees?
And I don't like, I guess because like I said, like, you know, I've been on rap music, you know, growing up in the 90s, and I've been listening to all the, you know, Jay-Z's and Biggie's and you know, even going underground to like underground Memphis and New Orleans and Florida. Like Florida had a lot of underground artists too. So, you know, I was listening to all that stuff, but I can't say that it didn't like, that they resonated with me. I think the 400 Degrees album resonated because at that time, you know, I was realizing how much of an influence or maybe even alike the two cities was between New Orleans and Charleston.
Right.
And a lot of the same shit that was going on in New Orleans was going on here, and it was different with the accent, like the lingo and all that. Like, they're just a different place, just like we're a different place. Now, mind you, I was listening to Master P, I was listening to all that, but it just was the way that 400 Degrees dropped. Like, you know, honestly, I feel that Juvenile is the best rapper in all of New Orleans. You know, set aside Lil Wayne, I think that just lyrically and just Juvenile is a rapper that you can close your eyes and you can just visualize everything he's saying. It's you can watch a movie when you're listening to a Juvenile album.
Yep.
And I've been one of the reasons why 400 Degrees just was, you know, the album that resonated with me because, you know, we were talking about growing up in the projects, but he had more of a grown man perspective on it, way more than the other Hot Boys, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it was the way that he laid it out. Like, he been very detailed and, yeah, you know, Juvenile 400 Degrees. Like, I probably been in like 6th grade or something like that.
Yeah.
6th, 7th grade, probably like 7th grade.
I can see it. Juvenile don't get the props that he deserved.
No, I don't think
because at that point in time, Cash Money carried Southern music,
yeah,
and Juvenile carried Cash Money.
yeah.
So like
Juvenile, he was just more of the well-rounded artist to me. Before Wayne jumped out of there, it was Juvie. Like,
it was
Juvie had a song for every feeling, every, you know, experience. Like, and, you know, he had just a mixed bag of tricks in his albums. Like, he never had like a monotone album where everything just on the same type of vibe, tone. No, like, he had some
complete albums.
Yeah, he had a complete. Yeah,
he got something for the street now.
Absolutely.
He got something for the girls.
Right.
He got bounce music in there.
Yeah. Juvie got a full bag, like a damn candy bag.
And he gets the longevity crown as well because you're going to a Juvenile show today. If he pulls up,
Juvenile came to Charleston a few Saturdays ago, like a month ago. I definitely went and saw him.
Yeah.
And he, before we get off that, just want to give him one more credit for his intellect. Like, I feel like he's more of an intellectual being that people give him credit for also. Like, Juvenile is a thinker, and when you listen to his lyrics, he had a lot of lyrics that, you know, explain why you would look at him as a thinker. Like, yeah, so one time for Juvenile, man.
One time. How would you define your style as an artist?
Consciously street. I don't put on like I'm the biggest gangster or anything like that, but I know where I come from, I know what I've been through, I know the things I've seen, and I know the things that I did. So I just put that on wax, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just keep it above. You know, I just give my experiences and my visions, you know what I'm saying? So I say consciously street because, you know, I'm not only giving you those those visions and stuff like that. Like I'm giving you like lessons behind things, and excuse me, now I'm doing a lot of grown man music, so a lot of my music go toward the youth now. So it's like not preaching to them, but just giving them the game. You know what I'm saying?
Just
Same
letting
thing.
them know that your decisions do have consequences.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful, choose wisely, things of that nature.
Word. What influenced that?
Man, it's a God-given gift, man. You know, that's all I can really say. Like, just being able to see and think outside of the box. You know, not following the crowd, being a leader. You know, I just always I see things in full.
So go with me for a quick second.
Sure.
The stance that you're taking, consciously positive street music, where you're deliberately giving a message to the youth of, hey, listen, what you're seeing in being portrayed in the media with these negative portrayals is not the way to go.
Correct.
Now, of course, I commend you for it, but just devil's advocate for a second. When most artists takes those type of stance, it kind of hurts the revenue that they make. How do you feel about that? Am I right? Am I wrong? How does that factor in the decisions that you make?
You're absolutely correct, man. It's a risky thing to do, for sure. The thing about me is my music kind of always been tapping into that type of stuff. So, you know, the support and the fans that I gained throughout the years, they came genuinely through that type of lane, and they've been fans. They've been fans from day one. They know that my music always been on that type of time. But I can be flexible with it too. You know what I'm saying? As far as like just sitting back on how Juvenile got a full, complete album. Like I feel like all the albums I put out been all full and complete. Like I gave you some good reckless songs. I gave you some good songs for the females and love songs, and I gave you some really good conscious songs. So it's like, I'll tell you this, like in between albums, I had to struggle to find the balance of doing such, because 2018 I decided that I wanted to drop a completely conscious album. It was called The Setup. Streaming everywhere, by the way, and it didn't go so well for me as far as revenue wise. After people caught on to what the type of conscious level I was getting on, it was like, yeah, people tapped them, but then back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Right.
And I already knew that. I already knew what time it was when I was taking the risk and doing it. So I just felt in my heart that I needed to do that. And I don't regret any of that. Like, before I put that album out, I had already probably been on my social media for a few years speaking differently anyway. Like, when I had a kid, like, that elevated the conscious level, and it made me feel like, oh, it's only right that I speak the way that I'm speaking now. So, yeah, I've been kind of prepared for it. Definitely, I lost some supporters, lost fans. But the real ones, they're still there.
That's fucking sad, man. Us as a people, I hate to be pessimistic, but we say we want change, we say we want this, we say we want that. But when true leaders step up and they make the moves to show us the way, we reject it just as quick as the next thing. And what are you left with? So,
No, it's cool, man. Like, once you get it, you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at one point in time, I would feel a way about it. You know what I'm saying? It could even lead to depression at sometimes. Just knowing that, this is something that I love to do, and also I make money off doing it. But then the content that I'm putting out ain't relatable at this point in time when you got everybody turning up. But, I just rolled my sleeves up and accepted the challenge. I wanted to get it out, and I did. And I think that, like I said, like I still got loyal fans, and you know they still check for me, and I appreciate them for that.
Yeah, man. Them the ones that's gonna stick with you until you're 70 years old, man.
Yeah.
You go on the stage, they still gonna come. Be a bunch of 70 motherfucking year old niggas in the club, but they
Facts.
coming.
Facts.
So, gonna get into the creative process a little bit. I know that artists are kind of protective of these type things. So if I ask something that you really don't want to, it's fine. Like, hey man, I ain't,
Got you.
and it's cool with me. But what is the process you have for creating a song? Like, you know, how do you collect ideas? What's some of the things that you might do in the studio to enhance the vibe of a track?
So I'm constantly making songs in my head, you know what I'm saying? Like just anything that I hear, I make a song off it or any beat. So that the creative process, the creative aspect of it is just always on. So that part right there, and then it got to go off some of my moods at the same time too. Like certain moods will bring out certain songs, or you know what I'm saying, certain experiences will bring out certain songs. I like to put out albums, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll put out singles and stuff too, but like when I get into the creative process of doing an album, it's something that's on my mind, and I want to get it off, and I want to, you know.
The storyteller mentality.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it wouldn't be actually like a story set up by you know, every
You get the
song.
picture, kind of like how movies is. You know, you get a scene here, scene there, but you put it together, and you get the whole picture of what's going on.
Exactly.
Dude, speaking on that, the game the game has shifted from that since the Spotify's and the titles and stuff. Now people kind of like listen to the albums kind of like as playlists.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Does that kind of like hurt the music? Cause, you know.
I guess it's whatever you prefer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you still got people like me still do it old school. Like, I like to listen to new albums when they come out from artists that I'm interested in. I don't necessarily do like the playlist. Sometimes, like, I do got like my preferred sets of music that play if I play in a playlist. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably nothing that I necessarily or individually picked or anything like that. But I definitely like to wait for albums to drop, and I'll check a whole album out if if I really rocking with that artist. That's just me, but I get it though. You know, we're in a new age, and you know, you got so many artists nowadays. You know, like, so I get it why, you know, people probably want to have certain songs and playlists and stuff like that.
Yeah, because, you know, growing up, the albums we listened to, man, start to finish, it was like old head type shit. But fuck it, man, it is what it is, man. You was getting a movie in a CD, man.
Exactly.
In the skits and the intros and everything, it might be funny or whatnot, but it played a part to the whole experience of listening to the album. So I didn't mind paying $17 for a Snoop CD. Like, it was cool with me. But, you know, now the way that they consume the music, it's just like, sometimes I don't even know where the album starts at. By the time it doesn't get to me, I don't know what the first song on the album was. So I'm just listening to whatever singles was out, and
you know, another thing too, like that's the gimmick right now. Like all the songs on the albums now be singles. Like, people don't really do complete albums like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to a lot of these new guys, but there's some of them who I'm not gonna listen to, because their album is not like a complete album. And when going back to what we said, like a complete album just gives you a different variety of songs. Your album just ain't on one type of wave. Like, it's like you got a mixed bag of emotions, feelings, visions, experience. Every song is different. Every song has its own identity. You know, it ain't a lot of artists that give me that nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Tighten up, fellas. Do you prioritize lyrics or the beat when starting a new track?
sometimes it just goes off the mood. Sometimes if I already going in with something on cap, then the lyrics is going to determine how the beat come out. But then I can walk in on a producer playing a beat, and that beat can dictate my mood too. So the beat will dictate what lyrics gonna come out on that beat. So it's both ways for me.
Word. When you hit writer's block, or do shit. Let me ask this question first. Do you have writer's block? Does that happen to you? Do you have creative slumps?
Not really. At one point in time I did, and I do feel like that was when I was in transition, as far as just being more conscious, while still trying to figure out how I can be conscious without being preachy and boring. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there were times I would get writer's block there because I was confused about the songs that I would write. Like I would write a song and be like, man, am I really feeling this right now? You know what I'm saying?
So kind of like soul searching.
Yeah, definitely was a little soul searching.
You didn't have the soul of the music at that
Right.
point in time. You didn't really feel the spirit of
Right.
what was happening.
And that definitely gave because once I would write a song and then I would throw it away because I thought, oh man, it's probably trash.
So you would say that.
and then I wouldn't know what else I would want to write. Like, well, I don't know what I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm saying?
So as an artist, you would say that one of the more important parts is that you need to have. Purpose is the right word. You need to have your purpose
Absolutely.
first before you start writing music and going all off into what you got going on.
And maybe not even necessarily purpose. Just something that influenced it. You know what I'm saying? Something that inspired. Inspiration. That's the word. Inspiration. You know what I'm
You need to
saying?
have inspired music.
Yeah, something that inspired you to want to write a song. Like you normally get writer's block when you're not inspired by anything.
Yeah, I agree. How important is collaboration in your music with you? And if it's not important, tell them it's not. That's not important at all. But
honestly, it's not important. Like the collaboration that would be the most important to me is between me and the producer and the engineer, or sometimes they both in one. But yeah, like my last 3 or 4 albums have no features on it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's honestly because I've been taking my time to put the songs out that I want to put out, and I just been feeling like no artist can tap into that with me. I've been working with some R&B artists and stuff like that, but as far as like other rappers and stuff, I wouldn't have any features.
yeah, I dig it.
But I would love to collaborate with these artists for sure.
If it's
I
right.
And I admire a few artists, and I know that I would gel with a few of them real well. Some of them who I've worked with in the past also, but just the last few albums I've been just going in by myself.
What has been some of the bigger challenges you've had to navigate in this industry? Well, not even in just in life in general. Like, what have been some of your more bigger obstacles that you had to overcome?
Man, acceptance of who I really am. I knew that I was different from others, and I saw things different, but it can get a little weird growing up, you know what I'm saying? And you can scare people away from you. You can poop on people party, you know what I'm saying? But, it took a while for me to just be able to accept that this is what I am. God made me this way. Like, it ain't my fault that I can see and analyze certain things. And I like to, express it like the way that I do. So, that was very challenging. But like I said, you got people that's on that wave, and I found that once you learn to accept yourself, you attract everything that's aligned and that person that you are.
the the vibe I get from you is that you have a real strong leadership quality. Do you think that kind of plays a part into, you know, some of the abrasiveness that some
Absolutely.
people might feel?
Absolutely. Because everybody got egos. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, okay. Well, me and my partner ran a record label, Camouflage Records. And, you know, we all come from the same areas, come from the streets. We always kind of doing the same things. Some others more than some. But, you know, it was like, yeah, you know, I came up in all that. I grew up around that. I was born into that, but I knew that this wasn't my life. Some of my guys probably ain't figured that out yet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like everything just started aligning with yourself when you start choosing to accept who you are, you know what I'm saying? I come from the streets and stuff like that, but I don't call myself a street nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm born and raised in it, you know what I'm saying? I did my due in it, you know what I'm saying? But I know that the same what I want to be.
Why do you feel that we have, I'm saying we, why do you feel that some people have such a need to want to be associated or affiliated with such a negative lifestyle? Like, where does that come from?
It's the image, man. It's the image for the most part. You know, people look at the streets as being, you know, metaphorically a jungle. You know what I'm saying? And if you out here wheeling and dealing and, you know, shucking and jiving, it kind of displays finesse and strength, and you know what I'm saying. If you can make it out here in the streets, it's like, you know, you make it through the streets and you come out to be whatever it is. It's like a achievement, you know what I'm saying? And it just represents what it represents as far as just being strength and, you know, capable and able, you know what I'm saying, to make it on your own. But all the negative stuff kind of get overlooked through all of that, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you meet somebody that can say, like, yeah, I really made it out the streets, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they living well, and, you know, stuff like that. You can look at that person and be like, well, you did what you did out here in the streets and you made it. You know, but there ain't too many people that can retire from the streets. As far as, you know what I'm saying, like you can make it out the streets, but you ain't elevated through the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the streets ain't the reason that you are what you are. Like, it was in you the whole time, but you used the streets to get
It's
on
a
through.
medium.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, like it's just the image, you know what I'm saying? But the negativity, I feel like people just
This is just a point I want to get across while we're talking, that one of the reasons that will come up is the money. Like, somebody will say, man, look at all the money them niggas making. I just want to tell y'all, man, that, bruh, the percentage of niggas that make the money that would even make you want to risk your life like that is very small, man.
yeah.
Just very small.
It ain't too many people that can say they got rich off the streets.
Off those activities.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm including everything: the robbing, the stealing,
Yeah.
the dealing.
Yeah.
Like, the percentage of people that really financially see success out of that is very, very small. So that means the rest of everybody else is just killing each other
Yeah.
for shit that they can make at Walmart.
Right.
Just want to put that out there for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you go
Absolutely.
do what you want to do. I ain't here to judge you, whatever the fuck. But
It's
just
the truth.
you
It's
can't
the truth.
say that, you know,
It's the truth, man. Like,
that you didn't know.
it's the truth. Like, and I just think that those are things that get overlooked. Like, a lot of that shit be petty.
So, what are some of the misconceptions that people have about hip hop? We've been kind of bashing it a little while. What's some of the positive things that come from hip hop?
I appreciate people displaying their art. Period. Some of the content be questionable, yeah, but I enjoy seeing people, put their art out. You know what I'm saying, with whatever they're producing. Because it's all about the creativity first. You know what I'm saying. Like, if you have no creativity, I don't believe you're gonna be able to have a product to sell. You know what I'm saying? A product for the people. But a person that has creativity and is authentic at the same time, like, I just feel like you're gonna win. Creativity is your presentation. You know what I'm saying? And when you put that on and you attract what you attract, you did your job.
Tell me how you feel about this. We always kind of like place creativity with the artistic side of the business. But you can also be creative with your marketing. You can also be creative with your promotion. As a CEO, as a investor,
Absolutely.
you can also be creative in those ways. So don't limit
just to the craft.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You don't have to be so cookie cut. Don't be afraid to step outside the box as a CEO, man. Hey, man, there's an artist over here that's doing something a little different. And
you gotta be a walking billboard, and that's you're gonna be creative in that act. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I got my clothing brand on. You know what I'm saying? I wear it everywhere I go most of the time. It's called Chosen. You know what I'm saying? And anything that I'm promoting or pushing, I try to keep with me so I can be able to show it. Whether it's a card or we came from the CD era. We had CDs and flyers and posters and all that. So, we've been in the game of marketing and being creative with it. We used to do commercials, you know what I'm saying?
I still think that would be effective nowadays.
Yeah.
Just because the internet with Instagram and Facebook, like, you don't have to abandon all of the old school techniques. They are around because they work.
Correct.
It work. Word of mouth advertisement is always going to be better than paid promotions or whatever, because that is human interaction, and we're social at the end of the day.
Be a walking billboard. Promote yourself.
Yeah, man. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. How do you handle criticism from, family, friends, fans?
I don't know if I'm using this expression in the right way, but to my understanding, I take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
It don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Criticism. You know what I'm saying? I know that anything anybody truthfully has to say about me is just going to motivate me to be better than whatever they're saying, whether it's negative or positive. Even when it comes to whatever I do. So, like, if I'm putting out a song and I got some birds saying, "Oh man, Pope, man, I don't know, man. I think he was a little too soft on that," like, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna listen to it myself and be like, maybe I see what he's saying. But then I listen to the next person and be like, "Oh man, I like that right there." Like, different strokes for different folks, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna please everybody, but you can please somebody.
Yeah. How do you see hip hop evolving within the next few years? Because we've already witnessed a lot of, in 2024 alone, we witnessed a lot of change in the hip hop business as a whole. CEOs fired left and right, stepping down. You got, and this is on the, of course, this is the big dog level, but you got all these scandals.
I think it's gonna change for the better. I think the wrong people have been in control of our music for one, but music period. Like, I just feel like all the wrong people have been in control, and just like you said, their time has been coming up, and I think the hands that the music need to be in is gonna fall in, the industry, the business, all that. I think it's all going to change and be more in favor of the artists and the creators that's putting out this music. I think the music is going to come back to the ground as far as being grounded in love and communication and just lessons and culture, like real culture. You know, a lot of the things that we call culture nowadays, excuse me, I don't think it's culture.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And
It's capitalism,
yeah, absolutely.
consumerism.
And murder at the same time.
Yeah, and like that's the ultimate. That's capitalism
Murder,
at its
robbery,
ultimate stage.
all that, yeah.
When you know, like when you're willing to kill someone for a piece of bread, you are the ultimate capitalist because you're going to eliminate your competition, annihilate for that resource.
And they put it in the song and sell it.
Yes, sir.
Kill that nigga for some bread, bust his motherfucking head. Yeah.
And we're gonna go platinum.
That gonna go platinum.
And we're gonna have a big corporation fund that shit. They're gonna give us a big ass check.
Yeah, I think that curse and that spell is broken now. And
You do?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think we're in transition to a new age.
Not to be not to be pessimistic,
I get
but
you. Because I like, you know, just from my observations and what I'm seeing that's happening, I just feel like all the evil that's been going on in the industry, all those people time up, and
I'll say this. I agree with you to the fact to the point that those people time is up. We're gonna have a new breed come in, and they're gonna come in with good intentions. But once the power hit them,
it definitely is all to be seen. You know what I'm saying? It's all in due time for sure, whichever way that it goes. I'm just
enjoy the period.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment. A moment is going to come where real artistry is going to come back. Take advantage, because just as quick as it come, it can go.
absolutely.
You know, yeah, man, that's good insight on. Cause their ass is getting the fuck up out of there, dog.
Yeah.
Their
You know,
ass is
it's
gone.
changing a whole lot. You know.
And I mean quickly. What message or legacy do you want to leave behind with your music? Or, you know, not just your music, with your companies and just the approach you take in life.
You know, just that I wasn't scared to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like when you listen to my music, you know, like the music's gonna be there forever. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna really display who I really am all the way through. And you know, that's just what I want to leave behind. That I wasn't afraid to be myself and be different. I wasn't afraid to put out the things that express exactly who I am and how I feel. So everything that I put out is going to represent me in different aspects. And that's just what I want to leave, you know, like I just kept it up and I let y'all know who I really am.
How has hip hop allowed you to express yourself in ways that another genre couldn't?
Cause how, I don't know, like, I don't think that, I think that, like, truly in my heart, I feel like if I had need to express what I put out in my songs in another genre, I would be able to do it. Like, I want to work on a country album. I got that in the back of my head right now. Like, I'm going with a producer, which of my choice, and we're going to make a country album.
Well, let me ask the question this way. What are some of the advantages or disadvantages from using a spoken word format as opposed to a melody singing, you know, using your voice with harmony and things like that? Poetry versus singing the shit.
And we talk like just basically like, so making a song versus poetry? Or
I mean,
just,
it doesn't
just
even,
singing in general?
The spoken word part doesn't have to be in song format.
Right,
Just speaking
okay.
of just the tradition of African spoken word versus the music industry's tradition of singing a poem on a song?
I think it's the vibrations. You know, you can speak, and you know what I'm saying. I don't think the tone would be as high as when you sing it. I think singing would be more attractive because of the extra sauce that's on it. You know what I'm saying? Like singing is just
Human biology, man.
Yeah.
You just hear something.
that's really a beautiful thing to hear
Yeah.
somebody who know really who blessed with to hear somebody who's blessed with, you know what I'm saying, the vocal power to be able to
Yeah.
relay it, you know what I'm saying, and it's like something like just,
Angelic.
oh my God, that's you know what I'm saying, like I think that's the difference, you know what I'm saying, like
We
it's
missing
more
that,
attractive.
man. We missing that, man. We missing true talent, though. When you heard of Whitney Houston,
Oh yeah, man.
like a Luther Vandross,
Oh, yeah.
a Marvin Gaye,
Oh yeah.
like these, you like
Aretha, you know what I'm saying?
that's
Uh,
special.
Oh yeah.
Now that you can just got these little boys just going on there singing whatever the
Auto-tune.
fuck, auto tune out,
You know.
and
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it came with the time. You know, we went into the digital era, so you know we got a lot of more things to play with digitally. You know what I'm saying, including our voices.
I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, young guys. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to raid on y'all parade. Y'all
You got some guys that do it.
Y'all
well,
do
though.
y'all thing, man. This is y'all time, and y'all do it how y'all need to do it, and y'all do it how y'all see fit, man. This is just I'm just an old nigga talking shit, man.
Some guys really do it well.
And they love
You
it,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
They love it. They love the culture. They love hip hop.
Yeah,
they
for
love
sure.
They love it, man.
For
they
sure.
show respect to the OGs
For
and all
sure.
of that good stuff. So don't pay my ass no attention, man. I'm just talking shit, man.
For sure.
Because I listen to it too, goddamn it. I'll be in my zone playing the fuck out that shit. So
Nah, you got to give some of those guys credit, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
got some guys that really know how to freak that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
what role do you think hip hop plays in social or political issues and like in addressing those issues?
Ooh, so this is like a this question gonna take us through some loops because it's tricky nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point in time, our music was way more powerful than all that. You know what I'm saying? Like our music gave us a voice to be heard when it came to that, like just social and politics and all that. You know what I'm saying? You had your Public Enemy and EPMD and who else was out there?
Shit, all of them.
Yeah, you know,
Lord
the
Jamar.
NWA, you know, all the boys.
Lord Jamal. Like I don't know
Lord
his
Jamar,
group.
yeah,
I can't remember
yeah.
the group name right now, but Lord Jamal, Brand Nubian.
Brand Nubian, yeah. Like, you had all those guys, you know what I'm saying, that tapped into that world. You take a look now, you don't have those type of guys anymore. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else are dealing politically, they just a pawn or a puppet.
Kendrick.
I mean, you know, guys like Kendrick, it ain't many of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
Kendrick now is an OG. You know, he's not one of those young guys now. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick been out here for a minute now, as well as like J. Cole. Like they're keeping up with it, but they're not that new age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wave that's coming out that, you know, you don't really have that. Like, you know, honestly, the closest that I'll say that I listen to, that I hear sometimes tap into certain things is Kodak Black.
I swear to God, that's what I was thinking in my head.
He's like one.
Goddamn, Port.
He's like one of the only ones. And the other one did. His homeboy Triple X Tentacion.
I didn't really listen to Triple X, but rest in peace is X. But I swear I was hoping that you would say Kodak
Yeah.
because that's how I feel too.
Kodak.
I feel like Kodak taps into that shit
He
from
does.
time to time, man. Listening
very,
to the music
very.
and in his actions as well. We sit and we look at him as weird and off, and he on drugs and shit. That's only because he's looking at it different from you.
Yeah.
Now he might be on drugs and shit. I ain't saying that he not. I don't know that man personally.
So with Kodak, from what I see, this is my observation, and we will say allegedly, but from my observation, he going through the motions and he's paying for that, his intellect. You know what I'm saying? Like he's being targeted now. You know what I'm saying? Because of how powerful he's gotten, but at the same time, you know, he's intellectually tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Like he sees the world for what it is, rather than seeing
what you want him to see.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to express it.
Not at all.
And every time that he does, something seems like his troubles ramp up a bit more. Like I'm comparing him to DMX right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They did it to DMX. You know what I'm saying?
Did.
Like DMX been spiritually put together and they broke him down. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they crucified him. Kodak Black pretty much in that same light right now.
When we say they, who is they?
I mean, the elitists, you know what I'm saying? The top dogs of the industry.
Hey man, I don't give a fuck about getting shadow banned and all of
who,
that shit, dog. So we can go in, my nigga. That shit don't move me nothing.
The people who run in the industry right now, you know, like, you know, it just is what it is. Like, you know, you got certain people that just got it. You know, I got industry-wise, I got like a group of people from different eras and different genres of music, but they all fit inside this one box. And that's them being woke and powerful and not afraid to express what it is that they're seeing and to let you know who's doing what, right?
Right.
And these people, Michael Jackson, Prince, Tupac, DMX, Low Key, Lil Boosie, and this one person, he ain't even an artist, but he in this box too. Donald Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
So all right. So let me ask this question. That's a strong list you gave. Now, is there a difference from being able to speak truth to power and being a leader? Like, yes, you might be able to be a person that can say it how it is, but does that automatically give you the resume to be someone that leads men? And then I mean in any aspect.
It don't give you. It gives you the potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say it's automatic, but it gives you at least the potential to rise to such things. You know what I'm saying? Like, speaking truth to power definitely is big in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do feel like any man that got the power to speak truth into power is definitely a leader.
All right. How do you feel about the relationship with fashion in hip hop?
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a fan of the way it's being feminized. You know, I think some artists, what we call, be dripped out, drippy, and some, you know, just say celebrities, period. Like, you know, a lot of these celebrities do be dripped out, but, you know, at some time I think it just goes too far with the bags and the nail polish and the tights and the dresses and.
Do you what type of impact do you think that's having on our neighborhoods? When we have a genre of music in hip hop that, I mean, we do glorify that, and is we glorify consumerism, spending, not saving. We glorify, you know, I got the biggest house, I got the biggest car.
It's all detrimental to the culture, man. It's all of that is the things that makes what we call culture not culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all division. You know what I'm saying? When you got everybody thinking like that and wanting this and wanting to be this and wanting to be like this motherfucker and wanting to be like this person. Like, ain't no room for unity. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ego tripping. Everybody think they the top dog. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, they got a lot of beef that's brewing. And when you keep pushing all that energy, like, it's all detrimental to just our advancement, period. And that's just the way we using the they word again.
Yeah.
That's just how they've been doing us for the past 30, 40 years. As far as with our culture.
I'll be I listen to my philosophy podcast here and there, and I came across somebody was saying that the rebellion that we have, the riots that happen, the all the elections that we say that course correct, all of that is built in the system. So you can do it, but the system has been created to handle that already. Do you have any feelings about what I just said? Am I off?
No.
Am I?
You hit the nail on the head. It's all about design. You know what I'm saying? It's about control. It's trying to control the youth. At the same time, too, like, we gotta be able to. Well, not we, but they gotta be able to tap into the next generation also, so the same cycles can continue.
That's why I feel like this YouTube is very goddamn powerful, man. You have the ability now to put it out there in the atmosphere. You can put it in the universe. And those that attract, they attract. And I mean, with power comes great responsibility, as Spider-Man would say. Because there are a lot of negative people that use this same medium in a way. And it's a lot of disinformation, misinformation that's floating around. You have to discernment is very important.
Absolutely.
Nowadays, like, I think that would be for me, that is the top quality in a human.
Yeah, you just got to know what's real and what's not. You can't let your eyes deceive you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can't let what you hear drive you. You know what I'm saying? Like, always double check. You know what I'm saying? Always fact check for yourself.
I mean, like, let's be real. We have gotten so far in society to the point that now we're questioning what is a woman and what is a man. Like, how does that happen? Misinformation, disinformation. We got you so confused.
Pure deception. It's pure deception, man.
we got you so fucked up out here that you questioning the basics of.
And then when you got certain people that's on the strings, backing and endorsing that type of bullshit, you're gonna get what you get, man. A lot of confused people not knowing which way to go. You're an influencer, and these people want to follow you because of the influence you have. Oh man, it's terrible.
I just want to add on. I don't give a fuck what you want to do. You want to be trans. You want to be
gay. That's your prerogative.
Like, that's your prerogative. But you're not gonna sit here and tell me that biologically that you're not a man. You're not a woman.
Right.
Like, I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And it's so crazy because you'll hear them say, "Oh, but you have to respect me." Like, no, why you not respecting me? I don't want to call you something that you're not.
I can't mentally wrap my head around that concept. I apologize once again. I haven't gotten to that point. If I'm the wrong person in that one, I'm just gonna have to be. I agree with everything else up into that line. And I don't even want to make this that type of conversation because, once again, I don't give a fuck, man. Live your life. Enjoy yourself. But we as a society have been so bamboozled that we can't even agree on the simplest of things now.
People don't know when they're being exploited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that too, man. There's definitely an agenda behind that. Yeah. So, what have been some of the more significant milestones in your career, man?
I guess performing at different places, meeting certain people. Yeah, like I've met a few artists along the way, a few mainstream artists. Some of them had some jewels to give. You know, they kind of let me know that how possible it is to be in these rooms with certain people, and you know how possible it is to be as successful as some of these same people. Like, you know, I've met a few celebrities, and for the most part, a lot of them have really been humble individuals, and they didn't mind, you know, dropping some jewels on you. So I'd say that was milestones. Just being able to create every new project that I put out is a milestone for me also, because it's just like a new business endeavor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, a challenge at the same time. Like, all right, let's see, you know, how I can grind this out, what I can make from this, how much, you know, keep track on my sales and stuff. So it's like, you know, all that's just milestones for me. A milestone for me is just me turning it up a notch in some type of way.
What are some lessons that you've learned from observing other artists? Or you know, let's expand on that. Just other people in public life.
I learn from everybody. I think that's one of the things that we all. That's one of the unsung jewels. You know what I'm saying? Is to be able to learn from everybody. You know, I learned from certain artists to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I learned from certain artists. You know, just staying themselves and not being afraid. Like, you know, I learned a lot from Kanye now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just knowing that Kanye pretty much in redemption mode. So I'm learning that you can be at the top of your game and fall off, and still be able to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I know that just through life, but just watching him do it in the music. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
In
the
business
way
and
that
stuff.
he fell off.
Yeah.
It was pretty epic, and he came back from that.
Yeah.
So.
Even like the baby too. Like, you know, the baby spoke his mind, and they try to shun him for it, but you know, he still can come back and be what he was.
I feel like the baby was a little bit more justified in his approach. And I don't really think he did what he did or what he said was that fucking wrong.
Nah, it's just you know, it's the system that's, you know, being put in place now. Going back to all that, you know, being exploited and stuff. Like, you know, you got people who ain't, you know, on that type of time,
Yeah.
and they're being shunned about it. They call it toxic masculinity.
That's a new term that has popped up in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity, you know.
They want you to be kind of ashamed of being a real man.
Yeah.
They don't want to give you no light on being a real man. You know what I'm saying? They want to say, oh, you just being too manly. What the hell are you talking about, man? I'm a fucking man. What you mean?
That's a rough one that I'm dealing with. I'm not going to lie, because it's all right. Let me try to be fair to the conversation. There was a time where I was a savage. Point blank, period. I ain't going to sit here and try to argue it.
Yeah.
I'm aggressive with women. Just the way I dealt with my fellow man.
I think we all tap into that side.
I learned, you know. And I would say that the man that I am now, you would not have if I did not go through that phase that I went through. So you cut us some slack. Let us grow into becoming the men that you would like us to be. Because we have to experience some things. We have to experience life. We have to go through some shit. We have to learn some lessons. We are going to have to break some hearts. Some hearts are going to have to get broken, and we apologize for that. But don't sell us up the river yet, man. Don't give us terms like toxic masculinity that's making it harder to deal with some shit that we already.
Don't let what they call that woke agenda get to you.
Yeah.
That's all that is. They trying to make something a negative that's not a negative. You know what I'm saying? We have purpose as being men, and they're trying to strip that away from us.
The terms of the contract that you have with society are negotiated on a person-by-person basis. So get in touch with who you are as a man first, and then that way you can present yourself to your lover, to your kids, to your neighbor, like, hey, this is what it is, and we can move on from there. You're not a dog. You know, and I mean, this is for women as well, man. You're not a bitch. You're not a hoe. You're not a slut. You're a human being. You're on earth, and you were born, and you're going to die. And we're here to experience this thing. Let's be fucking kind to one another, man. We just human beings. Have there been moments in your career that you doubted yourself?
Absolutely. You know, just sometimes not getting the response that I thought I got, but it's like brief, you know what I'm saying? Nothing I never dwelled on or anything. But the thought just comes around like damn, you know, do I really want to be doing this? And then I, you know, shake myself back. It's like, yeah, you got damn right. This is what you like to do. This is what you love to do. This is what you're good at doing. Do it.
What are some of the sacrifices you done made for your career?
I mean, sleep for one, you know. You know, sometimes that just being on the music grind and, you know, hitting the rules sometimes and, you know, certain things.
I think that's underestimated, the effect that has on your body. But you can, you know, that's all.
I mean, it's a job, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a job, you know what I'm saying? And it'll keep you up late nights, whether you working on a song or whether you outside on the grind. Like, it's a job.
Yeah, man, people don't talk. They don't talk about the hours they go in.
Yeah, the
And
money that go into it, the investing. Like, yeah, a lot go into it, and sometimes, you know, you don't get that return back.
And as an independent artist, you are all the motion.
Facts.
There is no machine pushing it and making it go. It's all you. When you wake up in the morning, if you're not the person that making that engine move, ain't shit moving.
Facts.
And yeah, you that's something your ass better know when you're getting into this thing here. If there's any advice that you can give to a younger self, what would it be?
Just pay attention. You know, pay attention to everything, especially if it's involving you. Just pay attention.
What have been some of your more memorable interactions with your fans? If there's something that stands out to you, a story.
It's just any action, honestly. Anytime I get somebody pulling up on me asking when I dropping again, or, you know, anytime I see somebody out in the street and they know who I am, like, anytime they pulling up on me, like, oh, Port, when you dropping another album, or, man, Port, well, I see you in a minute, boy, you still doing music, or, you know, like, I love all that, you know what I'm saying, just because they showing their concern and, you know, let me know that they was, you know, at least knowing what I was doing the past 20 damn years.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, I appreciate any interaction, man, because, you know, it's like I can go anywhere around the Tri-County area right now, you know what I'm saying, and I'll see somebody who know who I am, and they just gonna, you know, show love, you know. Probably rapping one of my songs, you know, ask them when my next project out. Oh, you got some new music out? Oh yeah, man, go check that out. You know, like any interaction with just being recognized.
And for the most part, they be sincere too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Very much.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
For a nigga to even, you know, stop what they got going on and even think about. It should be. That's the best. I mean, I say the best part.
Man,
It's high up there.
Listen, when I had my
It's love, man. We social creatures, man. We want to give love. We want to receive love. I want to give you love, man. It's a great thing.
Listen, I got people that sometimes pull up and ask for autographs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that right there just like, damn, like, you know, it just let me know like I made some type of impact.
How is that even wanting to show a nigga love? How is that not just innate in us? Because it seems like it's a chore for a motherfucker to give you a congratulations.
But I think it is automatically installed in us. I just think that, you know, you got certain energies that'll, you know, take certain people away from that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's installed in each and every one of us.
Word. How do you connect with an audience during a live performance?
You gotta just stay engaged with them. You know, it ain't all about the songs. You know, you gotta talk to them, converse with them. You know, ask them, just, you know, how y'all doing? You know, that might be a little lame.
But it worked.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with y'all tonight? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just be on that type of time. You know, everybody coming in to have a good time. You just keep them juiced up. You know, in between songs.
I'll say this, man. That's a talent. To be able to pick up a mic and to engage with a crowd. Some people are way better at it than others.
It's a gift at the same time, man. Cause that, like, you know, everybody moving to the sound, your beat. You know what I'm saying? Your voice, your vibration. It's all coming from you. So you got people all like, let's say, you know, you got 5,000 people you performing in front of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you got most of those people moving at the command of your voice. You know, that's why, you know, it's imperative, actually, man, when you on stage to take control of the crowd. Like, you see a motherfucker, put your hands up, all that count, like, you got everybody putting their hands up. Like,
yes, sir.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's powerful.
That's what the hell they came here to do.
Yeah. You know
They ain't come there.
That's easy money right there. All right, put your hands up, and everybody, like, that's easy right there.
Yeah, man.
But, you know, it's just simple as that, though, but it can be so powerful, you know?
And I mean, and that's the difference, man. If you're an artist and you're seeing that it's very hard for you to engage with a crowd, well, one, I'm not telling you to quit, but you better know that that's an aspect that you better work on. You better try to change that or fix that.
Yeah,
If that's something that you can't overcome, you're going to have a very hard road in this game.
You gotta know how to engage with your audience, man.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, that is the bread and butter of this. That's the foundation. That's who's gonna pay your bills, bro.
Absolutely.
What's something that your fans might not know about you?
Something my fans don't know about me.
And they're gonna know after this interview.
Some of them might know, but then again, they might not know. Like, I'm a very empathetic person. And I think, you know, that can be a gift and a curse at the same time. Like, sometimes I put myself in people's shoes to feel their pain. Sometimes I can feel any emotion anybody else is feeling. Like, sometimes it's like I project what they're feeling onto myself. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can, you know how to respond to them. You know what I'm saying? If I can help a person, or even if it happens, like, if I'm watching something on the news and something happened to somebody 400-500 miles away, you know what I'm saying? I just can feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just feel it. I feel a lot of things, man. Like, my vibrations, I operate off that. I operate off frequencies. So, like, I can walk in and read the room. I can tell when people mad and then, you know, they ain't showing it on their face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just read the room and feel the temperature out. Like, you know. So, you know.
I can see how that inequality could be kind of stressful. How do you deal with that? Because you're dealing with a lot of energy.
You know what? I just be thankful for all the good things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what keep me going. That knowing that it is balance there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't only negative shit going on. It ain't always negative things that I see. I see a lot of positive shit too. I deal positively in my life. So, you know, I know that there's balance there.
What are some of the ways that you use your platform, rap music, your clothing line, to give back to the community? And also another part of that question, what is community to you? It's probably two questions that I probably should have asked separately. But what is community to you? And then how do you use your platform to give back to that community?
Community to me is of a few things that's together in one, right? So the word itself, it got union, you know what I'm saying? Commune, you know what I'm saying? Community. When you put all that together, it's just all your people all together, moving, eating, you know, taking care of each other, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's voices being heard. We're doing everything we need to do to uphold our community. So, I mean, like, community to me is just congregating with all these people that you around and all y'all having, like, common ground on y'all way of living, how y'all gonna protect y'all unity, you know what I'm saying, standards, all of that. And you know, without that, we get nowhere.
So, and how are you using your platform to give back?
You know, the one I always just drop in knowledge and information. You know, I'm always full of resources and stuff to help people. But not only that, man, I just take my experiences and I work with youth boys from all around the city. Some of them are troubled. We do a mentor program. Shout out my boy Stunner. We do mentorship for young boys out here. And that's just my way of giving back because I know where I came from and I know what some of these boys going through and I know that they need the help. So shout out Stunner and Positive Vibes in honor of his daughter Rajanae Smith, who was killed by gunfire a couple of years ago. And she was like 14, if I remember correctly.
Condolences to the family on that one.
Yeah, so you know, I definitely use my platform to influence stopping the violence, and you know, let's focus on the youth. Let's help get these boys some better resources and stuff to get them up the street.
Man, that's a sad topic, man, because that's one of those topics where you know that, for one, it's generational.
That part.
Two, you know how to fix it. We as a society, as a people, know what the fuck the problem is. Some of it is economic. Some of it is just attention. Like, pay attention to the motherfuckers, man. They crying out for, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, like, I exist. I'm a person.
Yeah.
I have feelings, you know. And it's a very rectifiable problem. And for one, salute to fellas like you that step up, that, you know, that fill that void that's just lacking, man.
Somebody got to do it, man. You know, salute all the guys that, you know, in the same field. You know, we get it, you know what I'm saying? We get it that our youth is more important to our future. Our youth is the future.
That's
and without them, you know, we won't have these legacies to carry on, you know what I'm saying? We won't have a future, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta attack it with it's hitting the hardest at, and that's on our youth. Human
self-preservation. So I'm gonna come at it from this angle. If you're a selfish motherfucker, self-preservation. Our healthcare system is the worst. The way that it's going, the youth are going to be taking care of your ass when you're old. wouldn't you want to treat them well? Wouldn't you want those that are going to take care of you later in life to be well off, well connected, well adjusted, to understand the situation?
Absolutely.
So it's like, do yourself a favor and pay attention to what's going on with our children. Just, words of advice. That's how, if you want to be a selfish person, instead of just, hey, I'm a nice guy, and I care. If you want to take the selfish approach, that also.
I care, for sure.
Right. How do your fans inspire your music?
I mean, they just inspired me by letting me know that I put out what they needed to hear. Like, I dropped a project back in August. It's called 2D Port. It's streaming everywhere. When I dropped that project, a lot of people were hitting me up about it, and one of the main things that they were saying was, "Man, Port, I need this right here. Like, I need you to bring it back to what you did to it." You know what I'm saying? And I took that energy and it already got me about to drop a new project. Maybe even before the year out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I listen to my fans because that's who I do it for at the end of the day. People who can relate to me, people who could be going through some of the same experiences, like, it's for them. And when I drop and they check me out and they give me their reactions and their responses to it, and it's, stuff like that, like, damn, why I need that, man. All that do is just motivate me to go do it again.
Well, Port, we have come to the end of all the official questions that I would have to ask of you. But before we get out of here, is there any thing that we might have left out that you want to touch on? Are there any projects outside of music that you have in the brewing?
I do. Like I said, I got my clothing line Chosen. I got my winter merch collection on the way. I got a new website also about to go live right before that those items drop. And above that, man, just staying busy, man. Just trying to keep some money in my pocket, man. Hustling.
So I'm a nosy nigga, man. I got to be honest. So a while back, looking on your page, and if I'm getting into a touchy, I don't know nothing, nigga. I'm just asking the question. I'll edit it or whatever. But if it's not, cool. But you were working on like a documentary where y'all were talking about two sides of Charleston.
Did
something come of that, or?
So it was actually like some spontaneous shit for us. That documentary was actually directed by Geechee Gumbo. And what his idea was showing the two different sides of Charleston, and he went in different areas of Charleston, from downtown to West Ashland to North Charleston, for the different perspectives that people would have on how they see the city. That was like almost a decade ago now.
I mean, like I said, it was a long time ago. It's just something that stuck out in my head, and that was a dope fucking concept, man, because I do feel like there's two Charlestons. I feel like there's two realities that we live around here. It might be getting better for some, but for others,
Yeah, y'all can go check that out on YouTube. Also, I forgive me if I'm saying the title wrong, but it was A Tale of Two Cities or A Tale of Two Sides, something like that. Port Baby, Geechee Gumbo, had my brother Crime on there too. Yeah, that was dope. That was a dope thing. And it was way more footage that we didn't even get to put out, like some more touching shit that just happened. Like, just, man, I'm gonna find, I'm gonna get Geechee Gumbo to find that.
True. Like, that's all I got to say, man. You got any, shout out your companies, your socials, where they can find you at, where they can get in touch with you when
Yeah, y'all can find me on Instagram at port_baby. You can find me on TikTok at portbaby843. You can find me on my Snapchat as Big Vibe Port. You can find me on Twitter as portbaby1. And you can find me on Facebook as Big Vibe Port. All my music is streaming everywhere. Booking info, just hit me on any one of those social medias, or you can hit my email at portbaby1@gmail.com. That's about it. I got just new projects coming, got new music coming, got new merch coming.
What if they wanted to get in touch with you with the mentoring aspect?
You can hit up Big Vibe Port on Facebook, or you can hit up Ronald Stunner Smith on Facebook, or you can just send a message to the Positive Vibes Ron Janae Smith on Facebook.
Before we get out of here, on the mentoring side, I would guess that you see a lot of family trauma. Do you have any advice for any of the families out there that might be going through something right now with mothers, fathers that's going through things with their kids?
Just take your time, parents, and hear the kid out. Give the kid a chance to express and speak their mind. See where they come from. We can give them that much respect to be able to speak their mind, because you never know. It could be something that they don't understand themselves that you might be able to break down for them, but you wouldn't know unless you give them the chance to tell you that, they don't understand. So take your time. It all takes time and patience and love.
Appreciate those words, my brother. Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Yeah, man.
Long time coming.
Yes, very much so. But I think we did the motherfucker on this one, if you ask me.
Hey, Black Dollars Media.
Keep on pushing. Interviews. Port Baby. We out, man.
Couldn't see my dream, couldn't see my vision. Old school brawler, call me Sonny Liston.